Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back. Another race reaction here. Thanks for tuning in. We are in the TLR Coatings studios here, and we are wrapping up or reacting to Nashville there, which Nashville seems to never disappoint. This is 2 years in a row that race has been a complete and utter, and I'm just going to say, shit show of a race as far as taking people out. We saw it last year with Webb and an assortment of others, and this year, it did the same thing. So we'll jump right into the 450s here. That 450 race was absolutely mental. Now, we have Kenny blow a shock, which I'm not sure I've seen that before. Like in the, God, what have we been doing the show now? 7, 8 years of doing this. I'm very, very tightly following it. I'm not sure I've ever seen a shock actually blow out where it blows all the oil out and then go crazy. I've heard of shocks blowing out, but not like we haven't seen it like that. And then he ends up going down hard at the end of the whoops. Like the one of the absolute worst spots that a shock could blow out for you would be as you're headed into the whoops, because you just can't do anything. So terrible. Hopefully he's not too seriously hurt, just dinged up his knee, and he'll be back. He'll be back next week, because he was so good at the beginning of that race. Now, does he beat Jet? I don't think so, because he couldn't get Tomac, and Jet got Tomac also. Jet was just on one, so I don't think Kenny wins that race. But do I think he's a podium guy? Yeah, I really do. So that was a bummer. The Chase Sexton thing, I'll be interested to hear what comes out this week as to what exactly happened with him there, because that was the weirdest thing. That was like he almost jumped that jump, but didn't jump that jump, and then just, that was about worst case scenario of coming up as short as you possibly could on that one. It was rather bizarre. When he was laying in the corner, I thought, oh, okay, he tried to jump it and came up short. But it was such a weird thing. So I'm not really sure what happened. Like I said, I'm going to keep my ear to the ground this week. Hopefully before we film the main show tomorrow, I'll have an answer as to what the hell happened to him. But that was wild. Now, as far as the racing went there in the 450 class, super, super pumped that Jet did what he did. Obviously, I'm a Jet guy. We all know this, so y'all can make the comments down below of how much of a Jet homer I am. But this is what we expect out of this kid. We expect Jet to come out and put pressure on, and I said this in the qualifying show earlier today. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. The Nashville Live qualifying show. I had said that it's rough for everybody, because Jet's 80% is better than everyone else's 100%. Plain and simple. I will not hear an argument about it. And that's what he did, dude. He was out there turning laps. He made a couple of adjustments during the race, like doing that big triple into before the whoops, doing the double, or doing the 3-3 after the finish line. So he was doing big jumps and jumps that other people really weren't. The adjustments, again, they made during the race, and he just looked like he was on a Sunday cruise, man. Now, did he get a little bit of help getting around Eli with the guys being down? Yes, that was, and I don't even know if that was heads-up riding. As far as the sand section went, it kind of turned into a crossing over thing. But, he didn't go where the guys were down. The lappers didn't get in the way. There was just a crash, and Eli didn't pay attention, went out there, and there we were. So at the end of the day, neither here nor there as far as anybody's really fault. But so now he's got 5 points over Webb. Webb didn't really have anything for him all night. Didn't have anything for him in the heat. Didn't have anything for him in the main. Jet put 8 seconds on Eli, 15 on Webb. It was pretty much a clinic of how to ride that track, and I was a little worried, because if you didn't get a good start, which his start, by the way, too, was just absolutely amazing, that track was rough. So needless to say, now he's got 5, and there was a bit of a different air to him this weekend, of kind of a seriousness of, we got to get this done. So we'll see how that proceeds going forward. But right now it looks really good. You got to give him the favorite. You got to give him the favorite to win this title here. Anything can happen, as we see, and we're going to talk about the 250 class, but you have to give him the favorite to win it. Really cool to see AC do what he did in that heat race, and it's kind of cool to see how pumped he is just to be out there right now. You know, waving in practice, he got a decent start, or a really good start, was running out front in Q2 there, and he's fist pumping the crowd as he's going over the triple. Like, it's so cool to watch AC do and have a great time just rounding out the career he's had. So that's really cool to see. Other notables there, not real. I mean, Anderson ended up 4th, and we'll get into we'll run down the whole list in the main show tomorrow night. So make sure to check that out. We'll hear Justin's hot takes on things too. So we'll see what he has to say about it. I'm sure me and him are going to have some words on Jet winning and Web not and all that kind of stuff. But that's basically the 450 class. Now, 250 class, also super wild. Mitch Payton, I mean, he's got to have a gun in his mouth right now. He comes in with both red plates, and both red plate guys go down in the same corner. Now, the Mcadoo situation, let's start there because I have some thoughts on that. I had said last week on the show to Justin and everybody, I said, look, until that checkered flag flies at the end, I don't believe Cameron's going to win this. Cameron has not only bad luck brought on by himself, but he has other bad luck, and now we've seen it, and that's what happened today. It wasn't really Cameron's fault in practice there, that crash that happened, but it happened to him because this is what happens to him. Him, RJ Smith, they all have this kind of stuff happen. So that happens. Shoulders jacked up. He barely qualifies in through the heat. Then he gets in the main, gets taken out there in the first lap in that corner where Kitchen goes down, and he's out. And he's out. And just like that, his championship hopes dashed. Done. See you later. And again, I don't have anything against the kid. I don't wish him any ill will. I'm just reading what is in front of me, which is this is the kind of luck that he has. It's just not great, and I don't know why. He just has this little black cloud over him that will not allow him to wrap things up like that. Can he win races? Yes. Is he fast? Yes. But man, he's just hurt all the time. I mean, he's been hurt all year. Broken tib coming in, or a fractured tib coming in, and then he had whatever else it was at the beginning. I don't remember. And then his dick was hanging out, and then all this other stuff, and now this. It's like, this is just, unfortunately, the luck this guy has. I feel bad for him, but it is what it is, and that's why until that checkered flag flew in Salt Lake and he won that title, I was out on him winning it. Now Vial's got the lead, 13 points over Deegan. Deegan had a rough day, didn't go as, we'll call it, planned for him. But Vial's got the lead, and honestly, Vial is looking super solid. So he was fastest in qualifying today. He looked super solid in that main behind RJ. So I don't see necessarily Vial losing this. He doesn't have a history of crashing. He knows how to win titles with winning the MXGP titles there. I think he can do this. Now, the problem being, if Deegan wins next week and Vial gets, say, a third, then all of a sudden the points get really close, and then when you go to Salt Lake City, then your head has to be on a swivel because we all know that Deegan will probably saw off your front end to win a title. It's just the way it's going to go. Like I said, really, really, really rough day for Deegan there. Mcadoo out, yep, and Vial. Okay, so those are the East Coast guys. Go over to the West. RJ wins and takes the points lead and has a 5-point lead, 4 points, something like that, over Kitchen. Kitchen had a rough day. Starts weren't good, and then ends up getting together with Mcadoo there. Mcadoo fades left over that jump. Honestly, probably shoulder induced there because his shoulder was hurt, and ends up taking him down. And I mean, it was a good ride by Kitchen to get back. Hopefully everything's okay and nothing screwed up and it wasn't just adrenaline getting him through. But that was rough. That was rough, and this is the kind of stuff that can happen. Now, I did not see that happen with Kitchen because he's been so solid. RJ winning doesn't really surprise me. This is the kind of stupid race that RJ wins. Do I think RJ will win this title? Again, until he's the same way as Mcadoo. Until that checkered flag flies, I'm out. in Salt Lake when the checker flag flies and he wins the title, great. Until that time, nope, I'm out. We'll see what happens type deal in Denver. So all that stuff was interesting. Smith obviously had a rough day, but that's pretty much typical Jordan Smith. Deegan, like I said, had a rough day. Nicoletti had a good day, announced his retirement, and then had a really good day, was running up front all day, good starts, so that was great to see. Hopefully Marchbanks is okay. We'll see what happens there. I've heard some things about him for next season, so we'll have to see. We'll talk about that on the main show. And that's basically what I got for this week's race here. For the immediate race reaction, that was wild. Comment down below your thoughts, because one of the craziest races we've seen all year. And yeah, we'll main show on Tuesday where we'll break all the Nashville stuff down, and then we'll be back next week to do Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia next week, I think so. To do Philadelphia race reaction. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks to sponsors. Links in the description below. We'll see everybody on the main show on Tuesday.